Why do you think that? She's very proud. I didn't mean to say that. She values her independence very much. Who doesn't value it? Asked Arkady, and the thought flashed through his mind. What is it for? The same thought occurred to Katya. Young people who are friendly and often together constantly find themselves thinking the same thoughts. Arkady smiled and, coming a little closer to Katya, he said in a whisper. Confess, you are a little afraid of her. Of whom? Of her, repeated Arkady significantly. And how about you? Asked Katya in her turn. I am also. Please note I said, I am also. Katya wagged her finger at him threateningly. I wonder at that, she began. My sister has never felt so friendly towards you as just now, much more than when you first came here. Fancy that. And you haven't noticed it? Aren't you glad about it? Arkady became thoughtful. How have I succeeded in winning Anna Sergeyevna's favor? Could it be because I brought her your mother's letters? Both for that and for other reasons which I won't tell you. Why? I shan't say. Oh, I know, you're very obstinate. Yes, I am. And observant. Katya cast a sidelong glance at Arkady. Perhaps so. Does that annoy you? What are you thinking about? I'm wondering how you have grown to be so observant as you certainly are. You are so shy and distrustful, you keep everyone at a distance. I live so much alone, that in itself leads to thoughtfulness. But do I keep everyone at a distance? Arkady flung a grateful glance at Katya. That's all very well, he went on, but people in your position, I mean with your fortune, seldom possess that gift. It is hard for them, as it is for emperors, to get at the truth. But, you see, I am not rich. Arkady was surprised and did not at once understand Katya. Why, as a matter of fact, the property is all her sister's. Struck him suddenly, the thought was not disagreeable to him. How nicely you said that, he remarked. What? You said it nicely, simply, without either being ashamed or making much of it. By the way, I imagine there must always be something special, a kind of pride in the feeling of a person who knows and says that he is poor. I have never experienced anything of that sort, thanks to my sister. I referred to my position just now only because it happened to come up in our conversation. Well, but you must admit that even you have something of that pride I spoke of just now. For instance? For instance, surely you, excuse my question, you wouldn't be willing to marry a rich man? If I loved him very much, no, probably even then I wouldn't marry him. There, you see, cried Arcady, and after a moment's pause he added, and why wouldn't you marry him? Because even in the ballads unequal matches are always unlucky. Perhaps you want to dominate, or... Oh, no. What's the good of that? On the contrary, I'm ready to obey, only inequality is difficult. But to keep one's self-respect and to obey, that I can understand, that is happiness, but a subordinate existence, no, I've had enough of that as it is. Had enough of that, repeated Arkady after Katya. You're not Anna Sergeyevna's sister for nothing, you're just as independent as she is, but you're more reserved. I'm sure you would never be the first to express your feelings, however strong or sacred. Well, what would you expect? Asked Katya. You are equally intelligent, you have as much character, if not more, than she. Don't compare me with my sister, please, interrupted Katya hurriedly, it puts me too much at a disadvantage. You seem to forget that my sister is beautiful and clever and, you in particular, Arkady Nikolaich, ought not to say such things and with such a serious face too. What does that mean? You in particular? And what makes you conclude that I'm joking?